scientific knowledge at the crime scene according to the circumstantial evidences. So the first point of this, assume nothing before going to the crime scene. At second, believe no one. It is applicable to the forensic expert also, it is applicable to the investigating officer also. सिंपली जब हम लोग वहां पहुंचकर एक जो बेसिक डिस्कशन जो पुलिस के साथ में जो आई विटनेसेस हैं, जो अदर जो फैमिली मेंबर्स हैं, अगर कोई ऐसा इंसिडेंट है तो हम लोग उनसे एक पहले इनिशियली इंफॉर्मेशन लेने की कोशिश करते हैं, जिसके बिहाफ पे वी स्टार्ट आवर क्राइम इन्वेस्टिगेशन. उसमें कई बार उसका जो इफेक्ट है वो हमारी वर्किंग के ऊपर आ जाता है. तो वी शुड नॉट बिलीव नो ऑन एनीबडी. जस्ट वी लिसन द थिंग्स, दिस इज द background of this case. Now we have to verify the things, whether this thing happened in such a manner, or is there any fake thing is there. So we should not believe no one. Third point, that is check everything. If you are at the crime scene, simply according to the available physical evidences only, we just focused on the uh, minimum physical evidences, and just we collect them and preserve and forward it to the FSL. They are not sufficient. We have to check everything. Sometimes or many times, a general physical evidence is available. It may be important for a crime investigation. So we should not avoid a normal evidence also if it is related to that particular case. Sometimes we find some tablet wrapper. We think that maybe he was using or she was using this tablet in a treatment. But when the things are, the constituent of the tablet, it may be, fatal for a person. So we should not avoid anything which is available at the crime scene. We should check each availability one by one. Just think about whether it is applicable to the crime scene or not. Is there any utility? It may be useful. So we must be properly focused and take the record of each and every thing available in the particular place of a crime scene. Now, things are why crime scene is important. We are discussing that we should approach a crime scene and do this and how we can do that. But why crime scene is important? Because just on the basis of availability of simple physical evidences, you cannot directly connect a person. Directly, we cannot connect a person, or you can say, if physical evidences are available at the crime scene, if we can sift, we can forward those physical evidences in the forensic laboratories, it is okay. But many physical evidences, they are available at the place of scene of occurrence. We cannot sift that particular physical evidence, like a wall is there where blood pattern is there. In a arson case, if some suit pattern is there, so we cannot forward the whole wall to the FSL. We cannot sift a whole table. If fixed structure is available in the house, we cannot sift we cannot forward to the FSL. So in that case, we have to visit a crime scene. We have to properly document a crime scene, just to correlate with the crime procedure, how the crime scene happened, how the crime happened, why it is happened, what was the condition, who is the offender, or is the possibility of more than one person is there, what are the evidences useful for connecting this case. So crime scene, as far as any case is concerned, whether it is simple or a complicated case, this crime scene is very, very important. You cannot do the things in a police station, or simply by just visiting a scene of occurrence in a normal manner. You cannot solve a case. This is a pictorial presentation where we can say how crime scene, victim, suspect, these, interconnected. We can connect these things on the basis of availability of physical evidences. In every crime scene, physical evidences, they play important role because maximum evidences, they are available in terms of physical state, and they are easily visible by our naked eye. But many physical evidences are also available, which are, available in a very, in a trace amount. So we call them as a trace evidences, like a small hair is there, or some saliva like fluid is there, but nature is not so clear. They come under the category of trace evidences. So with the help of available physical evidences, we connect suspect, victim, crime scene, on the basis of these physical evidences. So whenever we are visiting any case, the physical evidences available, they play important role. This, this is a simple definition regarding crime scene. Wherever any crime is occurred or suspect of having occurred, it is a crime scene. So of two types, generally it is of two types, primary crime scene and secondary crime scene. As we know, if any original location in this office crime is there, it is a primary crime scene. Sometimes we found that a body is simply lying on the side of road. As such, no struggle marks are there, nothing is there. It means the body is shifted from somewhere else. So this spot is called as a secondary crime scene. It means the primary crime scene is at some different part where the things happen. So on the basis of this, we can decide primary and secondary. So we have to identify whether this crime scene is a primary crime scene or is a secondary crime scene. This is the first thing we have to evaluate on the basis of the evidences available. If there is no movement of bodies there, uh, their hands are tied, their legs are tied, like if it is wrapped in a this cloth, in that case we can decide it whether it is a secondary crime scene or not. But in some cases, more than this primary, secondary is you can go for tertiary also. Recently, in one case in Rajasthan, a girl was raped at one place, at second place, and now after third day on the third place. So in that case, it will be considered as a tertiary crime scene. So according to the this connecting links, we can decide whether this was a primary crime scene, secondary, or tertiary. Now, next step is how a crime scene should be conducted. In for every crime scene, we cannot decide the approach, a single approach to process the crime scene. Or it depends on the nature of crime. What if it is a homicidal or a suicidal or say accidental or is a road accident, or what is the nature? According to the nature, we have to decide the process of crime scene. This is that you are seeing on your screen how a crime scene should be conducted. What are the important steps required to ensure thorough process? When we reached at the crime scene, we have to follow these steps very carefully. If we will use these steps, definitely we have the good evidences if available at the crime scene. You've seen this. The first step is establish the crime scene dimensions. According to the circumstantial evidences, physical evidences, we have to decide the dimensions of the crime scenes. Likewise, if a crime happened inside the house, it will called as a indoor. Sometimes it happened on the open field. It is an outdoor crime scene. Sometimes it is of a mixed type. So we have to decide the dimension whether it is a indoor crime scene, outdoor crime scene, whether the area is small or big, that is microscopic, macroscopic. We have to locate the focal point. Here, the focal point means where the maximum physical evidences are there. So we have to establish the area where it contains maximum physical evidences. Second step, if we reached at the crime scene, we have to think about the security and safety of our health also. We have to identify the potential safety and health hazards. Nowadays, like COVID-19 is going, if we are doing crime investigation at the place, we have to ensure that whether anybody is infected by this COVID-19 or not. We have to take the all precautions according to, if it is required, we can go with the PPE kits and uh, mask, all the important things required for that. We have to move with that. Let us suppose a case of gaseous poisoning is there in case of well and all. So where if we are entering into the well, it is dangerous. We have to just identify. We have to sure that the poisonous gas is or not. So we have to think before searching evidences whether it is safe or not. We have to think about the entry exit if the things are not okay. So we have to carefully enter into the crime scene field. We have to decide. We have to try the entry exit. Safety is the important during the initial approach. In every case, it is important. First reporting officer crime scene should protect the crime scene of a yellow crime scene tape. All the room, they simply close the room. Just by touching any exhibit or any so you have to check the entries at the bank. There must be assertion area is required for the evidence storage if it's necessary. Sometimes if you want to between IU and the forensic expert or in the forensic go for proper manner. But in the police officer and the members all are standing there because it's all that and it must be proper compensation. If we get any for a temporary purpose that can be stored at or any scene. After communicating with the investigating officer, with the family members or with other agency if it is involved in the case. According to that, we can plan how to visit a case. We have to develop a theory regarding the case, how it can be possible, how it can occur. So a plan is required. A proper communication is required with the witnesses or the persons who are connected with the case or some other information if it is available with the police officials. So we have to coordinate with the with all these three bodies at the scene of crime. Well, after reaching at the crime scene, if we think that we require any additional forensic resources, we can give request for that also. If any specific equipment is required, if a specific expert of the case is required, we can go for that also. So a proper plan, communication, and coordination is required for any crime scene. If this is be in a good manner, things will be very useful. After making plan and all, we have to start the uh, we have to conduct a crime scene. The firstly, we have to for the purpose of this crime scene uh, purpose, we require these few steps. A primary survey is required. Whenever we are reached at the crime scene, we have to do a primary survey. Like we we don't want, we should not in a haphazard manner just start photographs and videography, and we are taking this physical evidences, we are collecting this one. It's not like that. We have to do first a primary survey of the whole crime scene. Is just simply examining the scene in a very systematic search method if it is required. There are few search methods which are available theoretically, like link to link, spiral, some other also for the larger area. So different theoretical methods are given, but जो practically जो methods use में आ रहे हैं, that is a spiral method and this link to link method we are adopting for a indoor crime scenes. This is one of the best method to examine, to search any crime scene. After initial survey of a scene, we have to mark the evidences. We have to identify the evidences, that this evidence is useful for the purpose of this crime scene. So we have to mark it. We have to prioritize that physical evidences. We have to take the notes. We have to capture the initial photographs of the crime scene, videography of the crime scene. We have to go in a simple manner, simply cover each and every area with the help of these photographs and videographs. After marking of these physical evidences, then again we can go for uh, different type of photography, like close-up photography,